Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here. Welcome back to another Cardano catch-up and lots of different things to cover in the Cardano ecosystem today. Timestamps will be down below if you're looking for anything in particular. We're going to cover lots like Plutus V3 is incoming, getting very close for Cardano. Cardano staking, there was a classification in Switzerland over what would require a business to register for staking and what wouldn't. Cardano non-custodial staking coming out very well there. WorldMobile continues to roll out new stats. Lending and borrowing stats on Cardano. Levvy Finance put out some interesting stats. We'll take a look at them. The Ape Society have upgraded to CIP68, which means that you can upgrade your NFTs. Cornucopias, there was a sudden price drop yesterday, and that was down to an investor wallet being compromised. We'll look at that and maybe where some of them funds have gone. Some good updates from Cornucopias too. Lenfi getting very close. We'll touch on that. Taptools new tax feature. ADAHandle Sundaeswap V3 and probably a few more bits. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. Lots of Cardano content here. Give the video a like, comment below or share it out to let others know what's going on. I do appreciate it. Let's jump into it. Okay, kicking it off here with the updates from IAGON about Plutus V3, and it is getting very close now. So we had in the community, it's still talked between Plutus V1 and Plutus V2. There's a lot of dApps are still on V1 and are currently trying to upgrade to V2. V3 is incoming. It is a little bit different. There's not as many breaking changes or things like that. This is really looking towards making improvements, performance improvements, but also interoperability improvements. And I will put a link to the post down below, which is this one here, which talks all about what it is. It's bringing in support for governance, voting features, fostering interoperability between blockchains. I'm also having a guest on the channel in the next few days, Charles Hoskinson. It's great to be able to bring Charles on. Will be the first time I will be sitting down to have a chat with him since I started making Cardano content here. So this is a topic that I want to talk all about with him, talk about what V3 brings versus V2, what dApps will have to do, and we'll go a bit deeper into it, and maybe I'll do a summary video about Plutus V3 after that. If you have questions for Charles, do leave them down below too. Another one that I will be putting to Charles when I get to talk to him is he put out this post here about the article, and you can see the article here. I'll put it down below as well. Switzerland's FINMA publishes guidance on staking. So they talk all about how custodial staking, what that is, non-custodial. So within Cardano, we have non-custodial staking. That means that when you stake to a stake pool on Cardano, you keep control of your funds at all times. You never give up custody to anyone else. With other staking on other blockchains, then sometimes, or a lot of the time, what you have to do is you send your funds into either a smart contract or into something else, and they're staked by someone else for you. So there's work being done by someone else. Within Cardano, that doesn't happen. And Patrick has summed it up here saying that the verdict to offer Ethereum staking companies in Switzerland would need a banking license. To offer Cardano staking, companies in Switzerland do not need a banking license. And that's another topic I'll talk a bit about with Charles when I have him on. Next up, we look at Cornucopias, and we'll start out with some of the brighter news for Cornucopias, and that was new game release. This was on COPI Cafe episode 80, and if you haven't seen that one, I would say even watch the first few minutes to get the new intro. Really well done, really well put together to give an introduction to what Cornucopias is, and the narration in it is really well done. So they went through gameplay planning and development, the ETH node sale on Base, which is now live, and I will put links to that one down below. That's all happening through their own platform, nft.cornucopias.io. This is all part of spreading out, bringing more and more people into the Cornucopias ecosystem. In terms of staking for Cornucopias, then what you have is VyFi have opened up a new vault. This is on Cardano. So if you want to stake some of your COPI on Cardano, you can do that through the Cornucopias vaults. Now, yesterday there was a fairly steep drop in the price of the COPI token. And we did see the post that, if I bring it up here, that there was an investor, or not an investor, an advisor's wallet was compromised, resulting in a large amount of COPI tokens being taken. And they say there that rest assured, Cornucopias treasury and team members are all safe. None of their funds are stolen or anything like that. So this is one advisor. We don't know who it is, but it was one of their wallets that was compromised. And when I done a bit of digging on it, so I looked at the steep drop in the price here, and this is the wallet that I found was doing all the selling. So this must be the advisor's wallet that was compromised and sold a lot of the tokens. You can see it was spread out from 25 past 12 yesterday to 12:51. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different sales, and that accounted for 8.6 million COPI tokens. They were sold for 1,662 BNB. And when you start to trace it, they started to move them across different wallets. If you look at the actual wallet here, so this is the wallet that had the tokens initially. So if you look at it, this is all the tokens. Actually, think of it filtered here on COPI. So you can see the advisor must have been getting lots of tokens here down through the last, I suppose, 2 years really, but hadn't been selling any of them, was holding them until yesterday when this happened. And you can see that these are all the sales that we just looked at, were all sent to PancakeSwap. And then there was also a big transfer of COPI tokens, nearly 6 million COPI sent out to this wallet here. When you look at that one, it was then moved to another wallet and the funds still sit there. So hopefully the investor was able to save them that amount of COPI. When you look at, might do this in a future video, diving deeper into where all the funds go. But when you start looking through the blockchain, you can see when they get the funds back, where they sent them, and they started to split up the BNB that they got and swap into other tokens. This is one of the big benefits, I think, of a public blockchain, is that you can see what happens. You can see exactly where they start sending the funds. If they send them to a centralized exchange at any point, the exchange can be contacted to find out who it is that is doing the trades or swaps and try and stop them at that point. But we'll look at that and maybe keep updated in one of the next few videos. Then moving on to WorldMobile. So WorldMobile keep the rollout going. So here we go. There was 5 air nodes in the US, but this one was talking about 6 new air nodes in Zanzibar, bringing the total to 1392 now. And you can always keep up to date on WMT scan. You can see the latest from the network. I think the network did cross 10 terabytes of data yesterday, as far as I remember seeing the screenshot, for a 24-hour period with 10 terabytes of data. Great to see the numbers. I love this, that we can keep up to date in real time. If you look at some of the other updates then from WorldMobile, you can see the rollout continuing here. Christian shared about all of these getting ready to be put out into the world to start spreading out connectivity. So if we look down here, you go to the other update was the Scan for Points leaderboard is officially live on Android. So this is where you can go out, you can scan your network or your area to see what the coverage, what the signal is like, and maybe highlight areas that could benefit from WorldMobile. And there's a whole point system in that. Maybe I'll do a video diving deeper into that and show how it actually works at some point too. Next, AXO Trade. So because I haven't done a video in the last week, AXO Trade has gone live on the mainnet since I done my last video. This is definitely one I'll be doing a deep dive video into, looking at different aspects, probably a series when you look at all that is possible on the DEX. So if you go over and look at it now, there's more liquidity coming in for different pairs every day. At the start, it was just AXO token it was the only one that really had much liquidity. Now you can see the top volume for the last 24 hours. You have AXO, Hunt, ENCS, and SNEC with the most volume. As well, SNEC, actually that has dropped yesterday or the day before when I looked at it. The SNEC volume was very good on AXO too. So we'll keep an eye on that, and I will do a rollout of different videos looking at how to use the platform, how to use different strategies on it too. Then we have the Ape Society. So they have upgraded, or they have now enabled the migration to CIP68. So if you go to taylor.theapesociety.io, which is this site here, I'm in it already. You can see I haven't connected a wallet. I'm just testing out some of the other NFTs to see what it's like. I can't obviously mint this, but you can come in and have a play around with it. So for Oswald here, you can see these are the traits that can be updated. So these are the total amount that are there. But for any of these, you can come in, you can update the different traits. So background, accessories, weapon, hat, and body. And this is different for all of the NFTs in the collection. So it depends on which one you have, which traits they have. The more rare items that you have, then the more traits that you will be able to update. When you're happy with this, you can then go and mint this as your new CIP68 NFT. You can always go back to the original if you want by coming in and redoing the mint again. But great to see protocols updating to this and to see what's possible. CIP68 is an interesting one to see where people take it with updatable NFTs and what can be done with the traits of that going forward too. So another update from the Ape Society, but through Levvy Finance, which is a part of the Ape Society ecosystem. They put this one out here about the market share from October 2023 to January 24. So they're saying that based on the volume that they have 50% of the share in the lending and borrowing, I suppose, category of DeFi on Cardano, Liquid Finance 25, Lenfi 18.5 and Fluid 5.7. So there's always this debate about TVL versus actual usage. With Levvy, the way that they do it is there are set terms for the loan and they're a lot shorter. So that means that you have more turnover, more volume happening, as opposed to something like Liquid, which is pooled lending, and you could go into a loan on that and it could last one day or it could last a year or 2 years, and that all counts as one loan or one amount of volume. So it's a topic that I'm going to dive a bit deeper into. If you look at TVL, you can see Liquid are way out in front here with TVL. Then you have Lenfi, which we're going to talk about in a minute. You also then have Fluid tokens and Levvy. And the argument has been made of volume versus TVL. Let me know down below which one you are more in favor of measuring to see what's the best metric. To me, I think it's a combination of both metrics. If a platform has a lot of TVL but no actual loans going through it, then I think you need to factor in both metrics to get a real reading on what is going on with the usage of a platform. But congratulations to Levvy Finance. I will dive deeper into that when I'm going to do a full video on each individual part of DeFi on Cardano over the next maybe 2 weeks. So there'll be one video per category. You'll have DEXs, you'll have lending and borrowing, and different aspects of what's out there. Okay, just as I finished recording the video, Lenfi announced that they will be launching V2 on Cardano on February 22nd. So this is going to pooled lending for them. Up to this, they have been peer-to-peer. I will be sitting down with the team tomorrow to have a chat about what V2 is going to bring, what the changes are going to be, some good suggestions from the community over on Twitter on what to ask. If you have any specific questions you'd like asked, make sure and let me know down below, and we'll find out what is going to happen with Lenfi V2 and going forward for the roadmap for Lenfi. Fluid tokens, when we're talking about lending and borrowing, after a very successful launch on MintSwap, Fluid tokens have been really pushing out the updates, getting deeply involved in the USDC talk and building out some potential contracts that could be used to bring ERC20 tokens or ERC20 like tokens to Cardano and have the same kind of functionality, if that's what USDC really wants. Is it really locking, and is it a technical barrier, or is it something else? That's another one that I will put to Charles, but there's been a lot of talk about it, so that one I'll only give a small amount of time to. But on Fluid tokens, looks like we're going to get a new rebrand, and on this looks nice and clean. Looking forward to seeing what they're doing, and with their boosted staking really starting to take off there as well, where people can put in, I want 1,000 ADA and I'm willing to put up whatever, maybe 7-8% staking rewards for that, or it will be yield rather than staking rewards. But Fluid team is definitely another one to have a chat with soon. Yoroi, to be fair, Yoroi kind of really fell backwards over the last, well, not over the last 6 to 12 months. They've started to really pick it up and started to push out updates. Before that, they had really fallen away. When I got into the Cardano space first, they were the wallet, the light wallet to go with. Then things got a bit slower and some of the other wallets really took off and provided some really good features. Yoroi starting to come back. Support for ADAHandle CNS Cardano and Unstoppable Web. Also, when you go in to look at the latest update, they have enhanced UI because they do have in-wallet swaps now. Price impact notifications and a few other bits are starting to roll out. I know they're working on a lot more for the wallet too. So good to see. Look, competition between wallets is great. It means for us, the end user, we get a better user experience. IAGON, new software update for IAGON has been pushed out. So if you're running a node, you can upgrade to that now. Details on what it is here. So CLI 1.0.5 and the GUI version, which would be for Windows, is up to 1.0.6. Also, I'm going to butcher this name, Synology has been completed. The package has been completed and they're waiting for verification on that. That's really going to help with the ease of setting up nodes for people who want to set it up on a device that is not their usual PC. They can leave it running in the background and leave it running 24/7 then, which is needed for storage. And looking at the stats, you can see getting close to 2 petabytes of data, 1,842 terabytes right now with 219 nodes around the world. So stats still continuing to grow. Taptools released a really good tax feature. If you are looking to get all of your activity on Cardano, then you can come in here and get your tax reports now, multi-wallet exports, profit and loss summary. So it does for airdrops, tokens, NFTs, staking rewards, and your wallet income sheet. I think I have it open here. So you can see all of what this actually brings. There are some samples there if you want to look it up as well. There's a fee to it. It's different if you own a Tappy, it's a bit cheaper. But if you are looking to get everything in one place for your tax season, if you've done a lot of activity on the Cardano blockchain, this definitely is an option to take a look at. Finally, getting towards the end, ADAHandle have, so this was on February 7th, they posted about this. This is now live. So if you want different themed backgrounds for your ADAHandles, you can see all of the new ones that are available right now. I see Sundaeswap there. I did record with Pi. I'm not sure actually if that interview is going to come out before this one or after, but make sure and check the channel for that one. We dive deep into what V3 is going to bring for Sundaeswap and some really good features in there, I think, especially around pools for launching new tokens and what can happen around that process. Some solutions that I hadn't thought of before that are going to be available in V3 that I think I would love to see other dexes having this as well, and tokens really going towards that type of launch when they want to get out there. Closing it out, ADA markets, we will have more updates coming out later this week, just to show that we did put out a new theme this week, an IAGON focused theme this time. Lots more on that side, but some really nice features, I think, for keeping track of what's going on Cardano coming in the next few days. So make sure and check that out. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you got some benefit from this. Share it out if you think others would get something from it as well. I do appreciate it. Comment, like, all that good stuff. I'll talk to you soon.